Hey guys, this is Mark from Park Flyers RC, and today we have a special car from Traxxas. This one is very special. This is something that I've purchased for myself. I rarely get excited about an RC car, but this one, I just love the body. I love the wheels on it are amazing, and the scale features are just incredible. This is going to be one of my favorite new releases from Traxxas in a long time. This is based on the Fortec 3.0 platform, which is about 15 to 20% bigger than the regular Fortec, and really, really nice. The Corvette here is shown just for comparison, and indeed the Corvette is a little bit longer, so Traxxas actually developed a new chassis for the Supra to make it look really scale, which they did. Before this, the Yokomo body for the drift cars was my favorite Supra body. This is definitely going to be more detailed. This has injected plastic parts for the splitter, the intake for the engine, the rear wing, and then you have exhaust pipe features on this. It's really beautiful. This thing drives incredible for a couple of reasons. It's got a shorter wheelbase, so around the track it's gonna pivot around the turns a little bit better than the Corvette would. Corvette is definitely better on, let's say, a high-speed blast. What makes this also good for the track is you have a rear wing that does function as a rear wing, and that splitter is really, really helpful when you're going at high speeds and especially around a track. Now, so one of the things I like about the Supra over the Corvette are the wheels. So you have these wheels, they really scale. You see the little indentations in them like the real ones, like the cup tires, and they're also wide. The front and back are the same width, and I just love the actual mold of the tire, you know, the sidewall and the whole design. These will fit on the Corvette, no problem. So if you want to put them on the Corvette, it'll change the handling a little bit. It might improve it, but it'll definitely take away from the scale looks of the Corvette, but it definitely looks better. In my opinion, the Supra wheels are going to be put on all my Fortecs. I just love them. I think they're great. They perform very well. One of the cool things that we're going to be doing soon and showing the results of it before and after is the sway bars, and we're going to change the front to a lock spool. And what that does is it sharpens up the handling, it prevents any sway, it makes the car more stable, it gets rid of that push in the corners, and when you lock the front and you're racing around a track, it's going to pull really hard around those curves, and you're going to get better lap times. You're also going to get better results racing with this. I'm thinking about doing a class where everybody gets a clear body. They paint a custom painted clear body, and then we race them indoors on carpet. That's how cool this body is, and that's how I think people would really catch on to this class. So we might do that in the hobby shop. We have a lot of space in the warehouse cleared out, and I think we're going to probably end up doing that. But look how beautiful this car is. It's just really, really nice looking, really scale. Again, this is my favorite Traxxas car for on-road that they've ever made. This is my favorite. This one I took home, and I'm going to be using it for myself. These are very hard to get now. On eBay, I saw them going as high as $1,000. If you are watching this video, don't panic. We will be getting more of them, and we don't price gouge. So if you want one, you call Mark at parkflyers.com. You could reserve one from now, and when it comes in, you'll just pay the $329.99, which is the regular price. And like I said, this is a new release from Traxxas. It was a surprise. It came out of nowhere. Nobody had any knowledge of this coming out, and it just blew me away. Again, this features the clipless body design where you don't have those clips. Now, just to make a quick observation on the Rustler and let's say the Horse and some of their other cars, their clipless systems were not the best. You kind of have to fight with those covers to get them on and off the car. Their new designs have been a lot better. So let's say they started with the Bronco crawler, then they did the Corvette, and then now they have this. The clipless designs have definitely evolved for the better. You don't fight with the cover. It's really, they made it so that it's just like butter. It goes on and comes off like butter. And I guess, guys, the main thing you scale guys out there, you don't have those stupid body posts sticking out of the car with the clips that everybody loses. And it actually makes the car look like crap. This is pure scale. Now, one of the cool things that I want to make a note is Tamiya usually I mean, Tamiya for many years had the rights to scale design. I mean, that's why you buy a Tamiya car, for that scale body, and Traxxas just one up them. I mean, not only is this just as scale as a Tamiya car, they may have exceeded it because they include a lot of injected plastic parts, like I showed you, and they also made the clipless design. So I think they leapfrogged over Tamiya's designs. But Tamiya has still a little bit of advantage, is their price. Their kits are very, very cheap. So you can get one of their kits and build it for about 150 bucks. But yes, the quality is not going to be the same as a Traxxas. You're going to have to buy, this if you want a really durable car and a higher quality car. But yeah, if you want a kit that looks scale and that's cheap, and that does about 20 miles an hour, the Tamiya kits are definitely a good option, and it's good for kids because you can teach them how to build. Anyway, back to this car. This, like I said, we're going to be doing several videos on this car just because this is my personal car. I love it. I highly suggest everybody that's watching this video to go grab one. They really drive very, very good. It's hard to explain in words how a car drives, but the way the car rotates, the way the car stops, the way the car accelerates, the way it looks when it's driving, it looks like a real car. It handles so realistic. I can't wait to get the sway bars on this thing. And that's the good thing about the Fortec, all the Fortec cars. They, basically just changed the chassis and the body mounts, and obviously the center drive shafts are different lengths. But all of the components, like the arms, a lot of the drivetrain components, the differentials, the diffs, the universals, they're all the same. So the sway bars are going to work on all the cars. We're definitely going to be looking into upgrading the springs on this. I think we're going to use the stiff springs, which is the black springs on the rear of the car, and then we're going to probably go to like a 40 weight oil. We'll see how that works out, and we'll play with that. We'll give you guys some feedback and updates on how we're progressing with making this thing perform like a world-class RC car. One advantage the Corvette has over the Supra is it has a much more elaborate lighting system. The buckets and all the hardware come with the car, so when you put the lights in, they look really good and they look realistic. The Supra doesn't have any lights, but the Corvette has front and rear, and the lighting system for the Corvette is really cheap, inexpensive, and they just pop in there. Anybody can do it, even a kid, no tools needed. All you have to do is use a couple zip ties and just make the wires neat, and the cover just pops off and unplugs. The Supra doesn't have that, but yes, you can buy aftermarket kits and put like lights, 3 lights in the front, LEDs on each side, pop, you could use a body reamer to put those in, and use silicone to secure it. And the rear lights, the same thing. You can figure out something where you can shave the paint off the interior of the body. You leave the red sticker on there, you basically shave the paint down, the white paint on the interior, and then you have a red light that shines on the clear Lexan, and then what happens is the sticker lights up and it looks really scale. It looks like the whole thing is lit up. So you don't have to cut anything on the rear to get a nice look. You can do that. And I don't recommend that for the front, because the front works different. You want LEDs sticking out of the body. That's going to look great, and it's actually going to make the car look really sick. Hey, so one side note I'd like to talk about all the Fortec cars, including the smaller ones. Because I own a hobby shop, I sell a lot of parts, and I get familiar, with the cars. I know what breaks the most, and what issues they have. And I have to tell you, the Fortec, I sell very little parts for, and everybody comments on how durable the car is. The way they set up the front bumper, how it protects the whole front end, is part of that. The construction of the plastics and the modular design, the way everything integrates with each other, has a lot to do with that. So kudos to Traxxas. They are truly like one of the most advanced companies making RC products today. All their modular designs are lending themselves to very durable cars. So you think a hobby shop would be upset at that, because that means we're selling less parts, and the margins on the parts are much higher than the cars. So why would somebody like me, a hobby shop, be happy that the cars are durable? Well, there's a few reasons. The first one is customer satisfaction goes up tremendously. So the customer is not spending so much money on the car breaking it, his frustration goes down. And what ends up happening is they end up buying, the upgrades for the car. And they spend a lot of money on the upgrades I'm seeing. And that applies to the Fortec models, and it applies to also There's one car in particular that stands out as the Traxxas Max. That's one of our most durable off-road cars, and people are not breaking them. As far as like the differentials, the drivetrain are very durable. You have to really abuse that car to break it. So yeah, but anyway, they're spending tons of money on upgrades for the Max, just like the Fortec. And that is something that Traxxas has been very, very smart about. So they intentionally know, they know that the parts are going to be sold less, and to take care of the hobby shops, they're releasing a lot of these upgrades for the cars, and it's a big deal. And it is really setting their brand apart from the other brands. If you notice, a lot of the other brands will have version 1, version 2. I think the Creighton is up to version 5 now. The Max is on version 1. And the only reason why they made a version 2 is not for any defects. It's because they now have a longer chassis. So anyway, Traxxas usually does it right out of the gate, and you don't have any problems or recalls on any of these cars just because they're made and designed so well. So yeah, durability is definitely going to be a major selling point of this car. So you have looks now, which is 100% scale looks, and you have that durability. And the thing that really seals the deal is you have the Traxxas part support. There is no company in this country that has better support than Traxxas. They always, 95, actually even 98% of the time, their parts are in stock or available. And if you can't get it from Traxxas, you can get it directly online. Sometimes I'll get things off eBay. I'll pay full retail. I'll get them for the customer. If it's like one part, no big deal. But they're available everywhere. You're not going to see a national shortage or a national selling out of any of their parts. You'll always have the ability to service your car. So that is definitely a selling point and a plus. Traxxas customer service now is available on weekends. So you have round the clock and every day. I think it's 7-day support now. So that is definitely something also that you really sets Traxxas apart. Last thing I'll mention is that their cars are made in Taiwan versus, you know, directly in China. If you know anything about manufacturing in Taiwan, the products coming out of Taiwan are significantly higher of quality than China. So these are made in Taiwan. The labor rates are a little bit higher in Taiwan, so you pay a little bit more, not too much, but a little bit more, but it's worth it. In the end, you're getting a much higher quality product. You have to experience a Traxxas car to understand what I'm actually talking about, but if you owned a Traxxas car, right when you take it out and start driving it, you know that it's definitely something different, and the brand sets itself apart from everybody else. One of the best brands in the country, and they're good from a dealer standpoint, they're good from a consumer standpoint. And I think this, in 2021, this Supra GT4 that just got released, this is their latest and greatest design. They're really showing how far they've come as a company, taking into consideration every facet of their RC car, from durability to product support to now the looks. You have 100% scale looks coming out of Traxxas factories, and that is definitely a welcome addition to their line. A lot of their cars are looking better than they ever did. There's no RC company that's even coming close. So anyway, this is Mark from Park Flores RC. Please like and share the video. We'll see you on the next review, and please support our channel. A lot of times we put Amazon links below for products. Please use them. It does support our channel, and it makes a big difference. So I know Americans have good hearts, and they like to support local businesses, which are the backbone of the country. So please do that with us. We are a mom and pop shop. We're a small business, and we have 20 years of service to the community around us. We have over 120 positive reviews on Google. So please support our shop by either coming to us and buying retail, either texting over an order, or by using the Amazon links below. All right, guys, have a great day, and I hope you enjoy this review. All right, enjoy.